Greetings fellow Vita fans, this is James with PS Vita at 2 AM coming at you once again with another exciting video. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe. Back in February, I did my first ever PlayStation Vita pickups video. It was a true hallmark for the channel. And I'd asked many of you out there if you wanted me to continue doing this series, or potential series. And it seemed pretty unanimous in the comment section that a lot of you guys wanted to see more pickups videos. However, I was stuck with a little bit of a dilemma though, because I thought to myself, alright, I can do a pickups video every month, but the only problem with that is most of the games I'm picking up new these days are either physical releases that I've talked about a zillion times on the channel recently, you know, because they're new releases, or a few imports here and there. And I thought that doesn't really make for an interesting video, so I thought I would kind of tweak the format a little bit. So instead of doing a monthly pickups video, I'm going to be doing a monthly what am I playing video. I'm sure it's the most original idea that has ever been spawned out of the human brain. Took me a whole 2 months to think of the idea. Not sure if I should be proud or not. What games are you guys currently playing, and what are your recent pickups? Let me know down in the comment section. This is the first one though, and a game that I'm a little bit ashamed to admit here that has been in my collection for the longest time, and I just never got a chance to play it. I don't know, something about the cover art looks so intimidating. F1 2011. I mean, you can tell just by the name alone how of a long time coming this game has been for me to play it. The official Formula 1 game returns with new circuits, you know, like almost 10 years ago, and co-op championship modes, plus all the cars and stars from the 2011 season. None of which I would even know because I don't watch F1 racing. Debut ahead of the drivers at the international circuit. Race iconic legends for the first time in high definition. Now, of course, as it's pretty obvious at this point, I'm not very familiar with the franchise, so I don't play a whole lot of these F1 racing games, but I did enjoy my time with this one, I have to admit. Wasn't quite as arcadey as I was hoping it to be, but it was still a lot of fun for what it was. And note to any collectors out there, it seems that this game is a little bit harder to find in the wild these days. Well, I guess that goes pretty much with any PlayStation Vita game. But there was a time I remember where this game went for like, I don't know, $6 or something like that, and now it's a little bit higher up in price. Not a collector's PS Vita game by any means, but you know, you can tell that there is a fan base wanting it. And if you are somebody who would be wanting this, you don't have to worry about selling your kidneys in order to acquire one. Selling your blood on the street would probably suffice. Second game today is One Piece Pirate Warriors 2. And I swear, I didn't mean to put a number 2 game in the franchise as my number 2 game. It just kind of happened that way. And I got a true confession here to make. The only reason that I picked this game up as of recent is because it was dirt cheap online. It cost me only like around $8. So I thought to myself, even though despite the fact that I have the PlayStation 3 version already, why not? This is the import version of the game, which I always found kind of funny because this game was stuck in Japan, yet Pirate Warriors 3, Unlimited World Red, and One Piece Burning Blood both got English translations, so why not this game? Always seemed kind of weird to me. I guess we all know who the black sheep of the family is now, don't we? Well, no, not me. I was talking about the game. And there's not really a whole heck of a lot that I can say regarding this game. I mean, it's the One Piece series done in a Musou style. And for those who don't know what a Musou games are, they're the Dynasty Warriors, where it's just you being a one-man army mowing down waves and waves of enemies. The one interesting thing about this title, though, that I can say is that it's a dream story, meaning it's not canon to the actual One Piece anime. The devs just basically made up their own shenanigans of what would happen. Or maybe it was Oda himself. I don't know. I haven't looked at the backstory. So if you're looking for something a little bit different storyline-wise, even though despite the fact that this is in Japanese, you'll no doubt be able to even read it, yeah, this game's a thing. Oh, what treasures await us next? The third game be Zero Time Dilemma. Yet another example of a game that I am long overdue to actually playing, especially considering that I played 999 and Virtue's Last Reward like forever ago. I think one of the reasons it took me so long to actually get to this game is because I was hearing so much bad reception from it. How everybody was saying it just didn't live up to the rest of the series. And even though at the time I'm filming this, I haven't finished the game as of yet, I'm like around halfway there or so. Yeah, I can kind of see what they're saying. It's by no means a bad game, but the storyline seems more all over the place than it did compared to the others, and that's saying a lot there. For what it is though, I'm still enjoying it. And I did like the fact that the cutscenes in this were more three-dimensional with camera movement, you know, like a typical game. Not that I have anything against the whole standard visual novel look to it. I mean, heck, it's like admittedly one of my favorite genres on the Vita, and I'm already picturing the ton of hate mail I'm going to be receiving for just saying that, but it was nice to see it a little bit differently for the series. And for those who don't know what the series is about, think of it as basically Saw, the video game. And no, I'm not talking about that one. Although admittedly, I did rent that game one time just specifically for the Platinum Trophy. I was a dirty, dirty individual back then. You play as one of the many characters trapped in a certain environment, not sure why you're trapped there, and you have to solve puzzles in order to escape said rooms. And people die a lot and stuff. I guess it's kind of like Danganronpa, which is fitting because it's made from the same people, just without the whole Phoenix Wright look to it. And deadly teddy bears that want you to kill each other. And now we're reaching the final game in today's video, and that goes to Danball Senki. And I'm just gonna admit right here up front to you guys, and it's probably not gonna come as a surprise, I have no idea what the source material is for this title. I just happened to see gameplay footage of it on YouTube and thought, hey, that looks pretty cool. I think I'll pick it up. I mean, just look at the cover art alone. Doesn't it just make you want the game? And if you just look at the back cover by itself, you can tell what era this game arrived in. It was during that whole Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Beyblade era that was once a thing. Well, I think it still is a thing, actually. Admittedly, the series did come out a little after that whole era in both its video game and anime form, but it's still obvious what demographic they're aiming for. And in this game, you play as a bunch of kids fighting in giant mechs, or what appears to be giant mechs. They're kind of like these toy robots, and much like with Pokemon, you gotta catch them all. Or something like that, I guess. I don't know. I was tempted to include this in my import-friendly Vita game segment that I do on the channel from time to time, but decided to omit it because, while navigating is very easy to do in this game as of where to go next, because of a very convenient arrow that tells you where to go, the rest of the game with its story and heavy menus are not so import friendly. And being that you can customize your robot to raise its stats and whatnot would be very confusing without a walkthrough. That being said though, I was able to beat this game without any problem whatsoever just by leveling up my little mech robot and buying better equipment for it at the shop. Or treasure chest. Mostly treasure chest. That's all it pretty much took. And fun fact about this game, there was actually a PSP version that was launched along with it in Japan. In fact, from all of the info I could dig up on it, it looks like the PS Vita version is just essentially an upscaled version of the PSP title. And you can tell that by looking at the graphics if you look close enough. Still doesn't change how awesome this game is though. Okay everyone, and that will conclude my second annual PlayStation Vita pickups video, but not really, because it was actually just games I was playing because I was trying to change things out, like I explained at the beginning of the video. And no, don't worry, I'm not going to put that phrase on the video screen as a title this time, I promise. Maybe. Allegedly. Probably not. But let me know which of these games interested you the most. What titles are you currently playing? What games have you recently picked up? Tell me down below in the comments section. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. The following video has been brought to you in part by all of these wonderfully generous people who help make this content possible, including Jace Bellerin, Neo Arashi, Reiko Star, Matt Fox, David Ray, Sculpture Tugel TCG, Rodrigo Vera, Larry Anderson, Adam Theory, Aaron Swanson, Mario Cruz, Pierce Sterner, Heston Joseph, Jelle, E-Rock, Kevin Enright, Buzz Sayin, JR, Jared Hado, Richard Cruz, Kyle Brooks, Joshua Williams, Dennis R. Huggins Jr., Saul Ramirez, Ruben Gutierrez, Adam Sondi, Hero Acer, BMF, Phantom XRS, and Gutter Drums. If you would be interested in supporting the channel, check the links down in the description below. I have numerous ways for you to do so down there. And I just can't help but wonder, how many Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Beyblade fans did I anger today?